Mr. Fali Datta, Leader, Academic Partnerships, East India and Extended Countries, IBM. She'll be talking about from classrooms to careers, IBM's pathways to academic excellence and industry-driven skill development. Ladies and gentlemen, can we welcome her with a big round of applause?
I hope I'm very well audible till the audience or the participants, I may say, sitting at the end. I feel you as a student right now, because this kind of discipline is what we expect from the students. I hope I'm not wrong here. This is what we anticipate from students whenever there is any symposium, webinar, which takes place otherwise. And trust me, it's very difficult to be in discipline. I mean, I could even see that I'm a listener, a very well listener, and I came here almost when the event started. So sometimes we also divert our mind with calls, messages, a lot of things we have to do. So as students get the same filler, is what I could see. Now from the topic, if you see here, from classroom to career, I have not spoken or written anything about job. There's a huge difference between job and career, where we often get confused. So what happens is, a student comes to us asking, even when they take admission or they need advice from you, they come asking, sir, will I get a job? Will I get a guaranteed job? So what happens is, no offense to any institution, what happens is, in order to have that student onboarded, what we say, yes, you will get job. But where we go wrong is, when we say it's a student, एक शिष्य, student क्या है? एक puppet? Who we are guru for the students. We are mentors for the students. So what they expect from us? They expect from us the path to show that beta, getting a job may be easy for you. Building a career will take a lot of effort of yours, which requires planning, that is objective building. What do you want to be? It's just a mere salary which you want to draw, or you actually want to see you somewhere there. So if you ask certain questions like this, you will find they are blank and they actually don't know. They don't have answer to it. Then is, what is your aim? After you graduate, for the next 5 years, what is your aim? You will again find many of the minds which are blank. Even I'm talking about those who are in final year. Forget about the student who is just taking admission. And afterwards, where you would like to see yourself? If we don't have answer to these questions, we are again confusing the mind which is looking us as a mentor. So from there, I will start today's discussion that what is essential for everybody to know. Second is, maybe this is the first time you are experiencing IBM in Odisha, but we are not new in education segment. I would again reiterate, maybe you are experiencing IBM first time in Odisha, but we are not new to education sector. Somewhere what happened is, we got so engaged with our existing collaborations and everything, we missed out touching Odisha, and now we are very well active, is all I can say. IBM is very prompt and active for East and Northeast India, and we are striving to make it almost equivalent as the kind of education we are spreading in South and North regions of India, is where we are currently. So we all are evident that there is a skill gap. I heard many are already speaking about. So this is nothing new. Thank you. So this is nothing new. We all are evident of. The question lies, what are we doing in order to bridge this gap? The question actually lies here. So when we say there's a skill gap, what all we say is, the companies have thirst of candidates. They require candidates. And trust me, if a candidate who is very well and have done well during the interview, even if there is no vacancy, the company will hire. The company will make vacancy for that person because they would not like to lose that candidate who they find is enthusiastic and passionate about the technology, they will create that vacancy. So we often again get confused saying that there is no vacancy in the market, is what I have heard while I was interacting with institutions. Vis-a-vis, when we interacted with industry, we found that they are open to even hire, even if they don't have vacancy, because they know that they'll get projects. They'll get project. What they required is the skilled people who know how to work on that project. So saying it that there is no opportunity, we will say that opportunity will be created. And it's not just a job for which we are making people ready. Gone those days when people used to just look for job. Now the startup has come up. Students can innovate, build solution even for your own city. They can make it a smart city and things like that. So what they need? They need a go, they need a technology, and they need somebody to handhold them how their dream can come true. The dream to make something for the city, the dream to contribute to the society. So if we cultivate that with the help of technology, we can make even, we need not to generate even maybe manpower only for the organization. We can have a feeling for them to start their own entrepreneurship is what we can encourage towards. So what opportunities these days institutions have, which they were not having 15 years back? That is, industry like IBM have stepped up, saying that if there is a gap between academia and industry, we will create building an ecosystem of skilled manpower in the market, so that students, they need not to spend 6 months, 1 year extra after their graduation. They can learn all the nuances of technology, all the nuances of the company while they are studying with you. So this kind of ease is now available, which was not earlier there. Of course, thanks to the policy makers, there are those who have autonomous credits. They can anyway implement industry-inclined curriculum. Those who even don't have, with the help of MOOCs, with the help of value-added training, project-based learning, summer training, internships, they can still take the advantage of it. So if I say the other way around, it's not that now we do not have that opportunity. We have that opportunity, and the curriculum also provides us flexibility to implement that, provided we are ready. We are ready to surface that. We are ready to be a part of that evolving landscape. Everything is possible now on. So what is our as an IBM commitment? We understand that COVID was a time when everything was supposed to happen online. We didn't have a second thought. Those who were even not knowing how to operate online meeting and everything, they went on, because that time it was a bread and butter for everybody. If they wanted to survive, they had to survive. But we cannot still deny a fact right now that in India, we still need that emotional touch. Emotional when somebody is in the classroom, observe what are we doing, helps us handhold, and helps us also execute. So a mentor is still the desired and requirement of the market. I hope many of you will agree with me even now. That time there was a thing when we had to do. I mean, that was a denting painting period, I would say. No, again, I don't encourage, it's not that I don't encourage online learning, but still that hand-holding is something which we miss on. That personalized experience is what we miss. And why students come to college and university? The next question is, if everything will happen digitally and online, what is the need to come to college or university? That is the discipline. Learning the discipline, working with the team, which they may also do online, of course, but working with the students, doing some chit-chatting, enjoying that moment with that implementing and building solution and presenting is something which they actually look upon. And this is where the college and university work starts. So making interactive learning, as I heard in one of the panel discussion, they said that students do not like even to sit for 50 minutes lecture. I'll give you the other example. Wherever our programs are running, what management has done, they know that students only come to attend this training because it is practical oriented and hands-on. They have shifted all our classes after 2 p.m. All our classes after 2 p.m. Can anybody tell why? Or otherwise I'll answer. because you're from academia. So if you can tell why it is shifted after 2 p.m., after lunch. No input? Huh? Come again, sorry, I missed out. So again, no offense to anything. Institution found that student comes to only attend these classes. Their attendance has taken such a rise, and they felt then they go after lunch, because once they have gone out from college, they are not allowed to re-enter. Am I right? This is how the policy says. I mean, once they went out, that means they're out for the day. So they knew, they did analysis. When we talk about data analytics and all, the analysis started within the college. They did analysis realizing that the student stays more for this particular class, their attendance is high for this class, let us put this class after lunch. So students have been requesting us multiple times, you please have it arranged for noon. So because we only come to attend these classes. So from there we learned why our all timetable has been shifted after 2 p.m. Because we didn't do this R&D, whereas the college and administrator and university, they did this R&D. So I will say here, when we encourage students to perform practical from day one, we need not to wait for them to come to third year and fourth year to do something. Because at that very time, they are very pressurized about career, job, what's next, will their parents afford their post-graduation or not? There are a lot of questions in their mind. But if we start cultivating that thing from semester 1, then you will find within second year, several students, they will getting their own self placed as an intern, and they will get the job. Because now social media has increased such that, and social platform, you need not to bring the company who comes and take interview. Student can make their profiles visible to such an extent that the industry will automatically take interest. And by the time you will then get to know that XYZ student is doing a part-time internship with the XYZ company. So as in one of the discussion, it was well said that now industries are even not waiting for students to be graduate to bring that opportunity on table, provided they have some extraordinary skills and they know who to knock. Who to knock. That education is also required, who to knock. And if they know that, your work is easy. So this is the career reality currently. 85% of jobs are going to transform by 2030. Although I'm talking very early, maybe 2025 about it. But trust me, you will never get to know that when we are in 2029 and 2030 facing the same transformation. Then, gone those days again when a person used to work only in one organization. Now, at least on an average, everybody makes 6 to 8 switches. Do you agree again here? Our ancestors and everybody, they worked in one particular organization until they retired. But that is not the scenario right now. So as for industry, by the time we train a candidate who we feel can be productive for us, they suddenly negotiate with the other company and they go. So 6 to 8 will be the average career changes which we will be anticipating happening, which is happening, and in future it will be more comparatively. Then 50% new skills would be needed in 2025. We are currently here. We as in IBM have been speaking about it, have been vocal about it in 2019 and 18, that new job roles, new collar jobs will be coming from 2025 onwards. But who knew COVID-like situation will make it even before that. So why we have been talking about more data, digital transformation, AI as a skill? Because this transformation and rapid change happened because of COVID. When I said that, we had no choice. We all were online, and that was the right time to get everybody on toes. So that's why the prediction which we did in 2018, 2017, that the impact will happen in 2025 or maybe afterwards, that started happening from 2023 because of that period. So there will be 2.5 million tech jobs which are even currently available. But what is happening, which I, from experience, I'm sharing, we have been always talking about AI, only AI as a technology. But I will be taking you to what all are the career path which we must guide students to. Why even student is very vocal about AI? Because they have phone. They have phone since their schooling. And where they see AI-like things happening, which looks very fascinated, fancy, rosy to them, and they are all following AI as a